Hello, hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Welcome to Stars with Stasi, where no matter who or what you are on this cosmic journey, you are welcome here. I'm Stasi, your trusted psychic, intuitive reader, and fellow Scorpio. This is our weekly money mindset reading. Yes, Scorpio, we are going to get into all the things if you are in the corporate world, an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, doing some financial planning, or simply how you can get your manifestation money mindset going. So go ahead, guys. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get started. All right, Scorpio, let's take a deep breath because today this is being recorded on December 1st. And in the United States, it is the new moon in Sagittarius that's happening in our second house of resources, finance, material possessions, also having to do with our self-worth. Very philosophical energy. So I suspect this reading is going to be quite deep because now we're looking at the week ahead. So to start off the week, we have cutting ties. And I feel that, Scorpio, because I meditate before these readings. Some of y'all going to be making some real big major decisions when it comes to family, finances, and faith, the 3 F's. So, cutting ties, you may need to leave your current position and look for something better. Ending a job doesn't mean burning bridges, so go with grace. Scorpio, you never know who your future business partner is. You never know who your future client, employer, employee, you name it. You never know. So as you leave somewhere, if that's what you decide to do it with grace, because at the end of the day, that stays with people much longer than whatever the reason for a departure is. So we're going to look into that further. But like I said, I do feel that for Scorpios, this end of year situation, with the holidays, depending on where you are, what you celebrate, family, all that, you're going to be in this very reflective energy. We're in a retrograde. So, you can expect a lot of that back and forth of you think Sagittarius energy, the Temperance card, right? A card of back and forth healing, looking at something from a new lens to decide if it still serves you and your, your path ahead. So when we're talking about Scorpios with the career, entrepreneurial energy, I was going to stop. I'm taking these cards, 3 cards flipped up. Thank you, Spirit. I think I have a bonus card under there. We're taking these because I was going to say that I feel that many Scorpios are going to be walking into a path of using their gifts for a stream of income, whatever that is. But I feel that many are walking into a spiritual business, spiritual path ahead, right? Whether that's Reiki, crystal healing, all the things, numerology, astrology, tarot, you name it. It's our 8th house stuff, right? All the occult studies. But you also might be someone who is an atheist, for example. You fill in the blank. Whatever it is that you believe, right? I feel like you're going to be challenged in your own beliefs, self included, challenged in your own beliefs, and then using that knowledge to propel yourself forward from a place of experience and humanizing your experience and sharing that with others. That came through, and the High Priestess shows up. And she shows up with Scorpio energy, death card, transformation, death, rebirth. But I spoke it into existence because here's Temperance. And I said I saw that in my mind's eye. I saw that reflection, expansion, contraction happening within Scorpios very strongly this week. So use that to your advantage and see yourself observing yourself in life. And are you happy? Do you still have that feeling of desire when you go to do the thing that you spend hours and hours and hours a day doing? Does it fulfill you? And what is your perception about that thing that you do? Is it a devil card energy where you feel that you must be, you are tied to it? Scorpio, in my lifetime, I have been in that position. I have never been more ill, more suppressed, depressed. That was a very difficult time, but I was confident that that money would come no other way. That was a false belief, and I created it and I believed it so strongly. So things to think about, because as I look at this Sagittarius energy, guess what else comes through? We've got the 10 of Wands with the Ace of Wands. Now that's beautiful, because when I'm telling you that I'm seeing an alchemy of energy, look at this. Alchemizing the past, my future, but I'm here in the present. What do I want? What do I desire? I see Scorpios going back and saying, man, it's been really a journey to build this life. Who is holding me back? Who is supporting me? Am I on this journey alone? Where are my people? A lot of philosophical questions coming out this week, but it is related to your money mindset. It's integral because money's an energy, and I talked about that in my last video, and I'll link it below. So when I'm looking at this 10 of Wands against this Ace of Wands is new, passion, desire, energy, like that drive like you haven't had before. And that 10 of Wands is the end of a difficult journey, and that you find your way home, because that's where this person's headed after all, right? They're headed home. It's the end of difficulty. It's the end of burdensome. And so, like I said earlier, you've been walking into a building with big fluorescent lights overhead, that Matrix vibe for the last 20 years. And you feel heavy and you feel like, I can't do this one more year. Well, guess what? This might be the year that you decide, I'm going to do what makes me happy. And the money will come, because money's an energy. And you have to believe it, Scorpio. And I know I get a lot of comments when I say that, and I've been there too. I get a lot of comments that say, oh, Stasi, you don't understand what it's like to live in your car. Yes, I do. Oh, Stasi, you don't understand what it is to live paycheck to paycheck, not to know where you're going to live, not to have clothes, not to have food. Yes, I do. I speak from experience. I'm old as hell. I've done it all. I'm telling you. Queen of Wands. So this is about having a very magnetic energy and personality about yourself. And this is your strength, Scorpio. Play to it. Whatever life you've lived, it's an experience that only you can express like no other. And you have such passion behind what you do, such passion and drive in your life, such a zest when you're in your high vibes, and such a vibration of like, ugh, when you're not. And all of that is changing the energy everywhere you walk into a room. Do you know what I'm saying? You've had people tell you that, right? Like your very presence takes over the energy in a room. Use that to your advantage. Use your experience to attract what it is that you seek, because it seeks you. So this is your power play. This is your strength, Scorpio. It is about being able to turn on the magnetic, turn on the sexy, turn on the money mindset. But you have to believe it. You have to believe that that's within you and that you too are worthy of it. And we've been doing this work for well over a year now, together as a community. This is the card that we worked with all of 2023 and almost all of 2024, right? It's that archetype of attract it, like, project it, connect it, expect it, Scorpio. Things are happening for you. And the Queen of Wands is very magnetic. So I'm hearing play to your strengths. Is there anything else that we need to know about this Queen of Wands energy? Okay. Hold on. Some of you might be moving for a job. Sorry, I have to throw that out there, but that's not the point of this. I mean, it will be in a second. She'll come back. So, all right. Too much came through just now. Some of you might be moving for a job, for an opportunity, but I feel like even as you are making plans to move, like you get an opportunity, it's overseas, or your partner, even more so, gets an opportunity, it's overseas or it's far, and you guys are making plans to move, you get the relocation, all that stuff. There's something that happens that by the time quarter one or quarter two starts, when you would have moved, and there's another opportunity for you to do the exact same thing, but you don't have to physically move. So just take that how it resonates. There's something here about the ability for people to work remotely or work anywhere, and not necessarily always having to be physically there. So take that how it resonates. Now, when I was saying earlier about 2023, 2024, working with this Queen of Wands energy, I've been asking Spirit, what's 2025? What's the archetype for us? And I have been Queen of Swords. And it's not because, Scorpio, we're going to keep cutting people off, although, the That's what we do. We always refine. But this is about truth seeking. And this is about Scorpios really being able to see with transparency and make decisions with transparency. And I feel like this is more of a collective vibe. And one of the strengths that Scorpio has is being able to cut through the bullshit. And you know that, right? So use these skills, right? Use your sex appeal, your pizzazz, your fun, your high vibes, your desires, right? Because if you've been stuck in the muck, maybe you're not feeling all these things right now, but you want it. You're starting to feel that inside, right? Start acting on it because you want it. It wants you. So these queens are here to say, you know, you're going to attract a lot of things. Be discerning with where you spend your time and energy. Use that strength as something to your advantage. Because here we've got the 9 of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, right? We go back to the never-ending nightmare, the end of a difficult journey. This 9 of Swords energy says, man, where you just have not stopped thinking about something. Something is plaguing you, your resources. What's next? Do I move? What about this partner? Fill in the blank. Whatever it is that's been plaguing your mind, Scorpio, this is a week of fated events. Because here we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So we had the 10 of Wands, the end of a difficult journey. We've got 10 here, Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is all about the ebbs and flows of life. And things happen. In the traditional Rider-Waite, we've got a demon at the top of the card and an angel at the bottom, or it could be the other way around, I believe. Demon at the bottom, angel at the top. And it's surrounded by the 4 holy creatures, which is, of course, the 4 fixed signs: Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius. When you see that, that's saying divine intervention. You are being supported by the universe. Sit back, allow the refinement to take place, allow the downloads to happen. Let's go back to this high priestess energy. Allow the pings, right? Whatever that looks like for you, that gut feeling, it's happening. You're going to be pulled in the direction where you belong. These are fated events. So this is very much feeling like an end of a difficult road. Answers come, important conversations come this week. So what is the next thing that Scorpio, what is the advice here for Scorpio this week when it comes to career, entrepreneurial successes? One second. That's interesting. One moment. Okay. So not a love reading, but I'm just going to put this out here. So I've got the 10 of Swords with the 4 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. I took it just to check because the 4 of Wands and the 4 of Cups caught my attention, 2 4s. 8 is a number of manifestation, and this felt like a good balance of something, right? Like maybe an opportunity comes back that you hadn't, that maybe you had let go of. And this could be that partner moving, but I see the 10 of Swords here. So I have to respect the energy because it keeps pinging me. Your love reading will be up next week. However, there is a very, very strong energy that there are some of you that are really thinking about ending a relationship, not just one in the career sector. Like you're thinking about ending a romantic relationship, and it could be to pursue your dreams. And Scorpio, if that's the case, you are supported in that. All right, so what is the next strategic step for Scorpio to get their highest and best abundant vibes this week? What do we have? We've got the 8 of Pentacles. Scorpio, start doing the investigations and get the numbers down. What would it look like for you to start the thing? What would it look like for you to take 3 months off of work if you have that luxury, right? And find yourself. What would it look like? Oh, look, and 4 of Pentacles, right? This is about saving your resources, paying attention to money in, money out, looking into the most efficient ways that are available now to do what it is that you want to create, or to even do what it is that you do for someone else. Like, find what resources are out there now to help you, and change your mindset about what education looks like. That's going to be very important for those of us that are deeply programmed that like you have to have this Harvard education or a master's or a doctorate. I mean, that programming is really, really heavy depending on where you grew up, what your background is. So expand your thinking about higher education, higher for whom, right? Whom is benefiting or who is benefiting from that? And at the end of the day, how many of those people are making the resources that they need after, once you pay off in the United States, the college is ridiculously expensive. And then depending on how, don't get me started. The point is, change your mind about education and what that looks like, and start, surrounding yourself with people that have been through what you've been through, that are heading where you're headed, that support your vision. And I think that's what such the crossroads about. But this week, there's some changes here, major changes. That Wheel of Fortune definitely suggests you're at the right place, right time, right connection, right? Somebody sees your work if you're a creator and they reach out to you. Speaking of which, I've received several emails recently. Thank you so much. And I am going through those this week. Thank you. So just be patient with me, and I am getting back to each and every one of you. And I'm very thankful for the opportunities that I've recently seen. All right, what else do we have? Tell me more about this Eight of Pentacles. Tell me more for Scorpio, please. Six of Cups, Scorpio. Okay, I like this. Six of Cups can mean a few things. We always feel like it could be, somebody from the past. We're in a retrograde. So you could have somebody from the past coming through with an opportunity. Somebody that says, hey, Scorpio, I saw recently, blah, blah, blah. Would you be interested in collaborating with, coming back to, working here, moving, whatever? That's what this feels like. But Six of Cups also means things coming full circle. So, for example, I've considered, a spiritual path many different times in my life. Never, ever thought it was something I would be able to do quite this way. And I really had to bend my thinking, right, to fit current day ways of doing things. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, go back to this High Priestess energy. Think of something that, maybe deep down you've always wanted to do. Like maybe you've always wanted to start a business, selling things that you crochet, or who knows, right? Cooking, whatever. Now it's saying that the things come full circle. You might re-envision that past desire and reinvent it so that it fits today's world. Like, for example, if you are an author and you are writing books, you are going to possibly consider not just writing the book, but translating it into audio, into video, which is going to be a new translation or one that's already available. All right, what else do we have? Anything else for Scorpio when it comes to the next strategic steps? I feel like this is about networking, taking the time to find people in the field that you're interested in, find other entrepreneurs, and again, build boundaries. So when I was meditating, this came up earlier. This is saying, know your worth, make sure to charge for your services or receive what you feel is a fair energetic exchange. But that's going to be very important, Scorpio, because resources, money is an energy. And if you start giving of yourself, and this is true in the, workforce as well, like in the regular everyday corporate world, you start giving of yourself and giving of yourself and giving of yourself. Not only are you depleted, but then you greet that work that day with resentment and anger, and it starts affecting your home life balance. Same thing happens when you work for yourself. When it stops being fun because you have now overcommitted, or people are taking advantage of you, but you're feeling generous and you're feeling like it's your calling to help and heal people. So it becomes, your phone is always tapped in, and you always have receipts on, whatever it is. Like if you are overextending, be mindful of that. Because what are you getting in return energetically? That's what I'm saying. Not everything is a dollar for dollar, and not everything is getting something in return from that particular individual, especially when you're a healer. But if it's depleting you so much that you aren't gaining energy and benefits elsewhere, even like something's off balance is the best thing I can say. So build your boundaries, stay strong, and anything else when it comes to the advice for Scorpios this week, building boundaries. I'm hearing allow the changes to take place. Don't fight it. You might feel really strongly that something is happening that's unfair, but in 10 days time, which is very specific, but I heard in 10 days time, you're going to be like, oh, that was perfect. Knight of Wands. This is going to happen quick, and it's going to be exciting if you want to see it that way, and there's going to be a lot of movement. So take that as it resonates, Scorpio. Okay, I do want to now take a look at a different sector. So we often talk about what we're going to do in our jobs and blah, 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 but we don't spend enough time, I think, talking about our resources and wealth planning and financial planning. And again, how much do you know about the money that you're attracting? Not everybody has a strong financial background. So do you need to start, watching different YouTube channels? Do you need to start, not different than myself, of course. I mean, in addition to, but do you need to start, opening up your algorithm to educate yourself? We go back to this Eight of Pentacles. This is about not just investments in yourself. Learning about what it is that you're attracting, your money mindset. So this reads movement. So as we are building our wealth, as we are focusing on wealth management, planning ahead, this says you're going to make good progress now, and you'll be able to overcome any obstacles that are in your path. Big leaps forward are possible. And that's the truth. Things are possible. It is so difficult when you are at that low point to think, I can get out of this. But what other option do you have? When you are at your lowest point, right, Scorpio, and I was referencing this earlier, sometimes I get the hate mail that says, Stasi, I'm tired of hearing you say, I can do it. I haven't been able to do it for 5 years. My life is awful. I understand, because it is so easy to attract those low vibing demons when you're already in it. The work is in the rebuild, and it can be a glorious rebuild, or it can be the most stressful thing of your life. But you only have two options when you're in that very difficult place. You stay down there for as long as you want, because they will always be there. The low vibes, the low demons, the hate, the violence, the ick, the homelessness, all of that energy will always be there, readily accessible. It is the high vibes that you've got to work towards, and you've really got to climb out of that. So it is one foot in front of the other, and just starting to turn your head and your energy in the direction of what it is that you want, because it wants you as well. That other stuff, if you really want it later, you can go back to it. I promise you that. So this is movement. Things will be progressing. They're going to be progressing rather quickly. I'm going to pull from this deck here so that I can get... So Queen of Wands comes... Interesting, Scorpio. Two of the same cards. Queen of Wands, very first card to show herself. And then the Seven of Cups. So multiple investment opportunities for those of you that are able to. For those of you that plan. All right. And we've got the Queen of Wands, people wanting to, again, being very magnetic, resourceful, attracting a lot of attention. So let's see. There is also this desire here to invest. I'm hearing invest in yourself. So that may be, truthfully, I'm hearing a medical investment, whatever that looks like. So if you've been putting something off because of the cost of it, maybe the cost of a prescription, the cost of a surgery, whether that be medically necessary or cosmetic, whatever the case is, I'm hearing that... Interesting. Same cards. Something comes to something circles back. Six of Cups. 1 second. But anyway, I did hear that about money in, money out, and maybe needing to invest money in yourself. It's going to be very important in the next several weeks, but that decision comes this week. Like, you start to say, I'm going to put me first. That's very important. So tell me more about Scorpio's financial status. What's the current energy Scorpio has around money? What is the current energy that Scorpios have right now around their resources, please? What is the greatest energy coming through for Scorpio? And I've got Judgment card number 20. That's interesting because anytime you see a human figure in the major arcana, that represents like divine intervention. Judgment card is about stepping into your full power, naked, unafraid, vulnerable, and being called to a higher purpose. So when it comes to your investments, when it comes to your current energy about this, I feel that Scorpios are really in this desire to make change and to put their money where their mouth is. I'm feeling a lot of entrepreneurial vibes, a lot of humanitarianism. I'm feeling that Scorpios are going to be making movements, right? Putting communities together is how it's feeling. So when it comes to your investments, when it comes to your mindset around your money, I feel that many of you are looking for a way to have consistent and healthy energetic exchanges where what your money does matters. So I feel like a lot of you are going to be making investments in things that having to do with healthcare, having to do, like, for example, if you're going to invest your resources, I have a very strong feeling here that there's going to be investments in medical advancements, investments in community buildings or projects. Something's here. Tell me more about that Judgment card, please. What's the current energy around Scorpio and their money? Star card, wish fulfillment. Wow. And this is an 8-pointed star. And again, another human depicted from the major arcana showing divine intervention. This is also the hope after the tower. This is once your life has gone to shit. This is literally, these cards right here come after that. So I feel like there's this entire feeling of, you know what I just heard? I heard, well, you can't die with it. And so we go back to that Sagittarius energy. This new moon in Sagittarius is going to have us feeling for the rest of this week, potentially stronger in the first part. Have us feeling very philosophical about our resources. What am I investing in? What does my money go to? Some of you, it may be political, right? And it depends on where you live. You may be very concerned about, your favorite brands, for example, using their resources to support something you might not believe in. That's a strange thing to pick up, but that is what picked up. But ultimately, this is about walking the walk, talking the talk. Scorpios are feeling very much like catalysts of change. So that's what's happening when it comes to your resources, when it comes to your investments, your financial planning, your energy around money. This week and this month is what I'm feeling is going to be very much about using it to support what your vision is for the future, because vision here with the star card. And again, Scorpios are stepping into this energy of like, yes, I need to think about my future and I need to think about generational wealth and I need to think about all those things. But more importantly, I need to think about the here and now, because this is where I'm vibing. This is what I'm dealing with, this here and now. And so I need to enjoy my life and I want to see changes in the world. So I'm going to make them in my world. That's how it's coming through. Like Scorpios are taking some really serious steps. Put your money where your mouth is. That's what I heard. The Hermit card comes through. So I was going to say when it comes to, and I don't even know that I asked it out loud, but like when it comes to resources, finances, when it comes to spending patterns, right? Where is the adjustment? And so to be honest with you, this is going to work for Scorpios in two different ways. One is if you've been isolated and holding on to your resources because you've been waiting for the right time to spend, that's an energetic block with resources. sometimes can be seen as lack mentality. I'm not saying go out and spend all your money, but I'm saying to live an abundant life, you must think abundantly. And abundant people know that where they put out, it comes back. There's no end to it. This is another type of that energy. So on one hand, if you're a Scorpio that's been too much Four of Pentacles, too much holding on to your resources, this is saying, look, 9, the number 9, put an ending to that. Virgo energy. It's saying, look, take a different approach, right? You don't have to spend everything you have, but you can move that energy. You can invest in something, but you need to make some movement with it, knowing that it will come back to you threefold. And conversely, if you have been overspending, then this might be a time to reel it in. It's a general reading, and both are true for many of us, right? There are some, both can be true at the same time. Maybe you have only spent your resources on everyone else and everything else, especially during the holidays, and have failed to take care of your needs, right? And so that's what I'm hearing. So something that needs to shift for Scorpios to balance things out is bring your money mindset back into balance by examining what end of the spectrum you're in. And this is just about finding a middle ground, doing some introspection. What's driving your spending? Time to get philosophical about your funds and really know that you can make a huge difference by just being intentional about your resources. And that's the main thing. That's really the main advice from Spirit. Be intentional about your resources. You don't, understand that money in, money out. But when you block anything, right, it creates issues, big ones energetically. So now let's talk about, let's ask, what is the abundance block for Scorpio? What energy does Scorpio need to clear out for their abundance to manifest this week? What energy does Scorpio need to clear out for the abundance to manifest? All right, Scorpio, I have here 6 of Wands. Have faith in yourself. Or 6 of Swords. Have faith in yourself. This is better days ahead. Right? If you have to cut ties, whatever that looks like. Whether that, no matter what relationship that is, whether it be one that's personal or one in your career sector, if you have to leave something behind, if it's for your own betterment, you have to have faith that the reason you're being called to do something different is because it is better for you. If you are feeling overly pulled to anything, that's when it's a good time to take pause and say, why are my emotions so strong? Because that's something to, I'm hearing, to investigate as well. There's a lot of planetary shifts happening, and Scorpios are very psychic, and we're also empaths. And a lot of times we pick up on the global energy that isn't always necessarily for us. If you happen to be very sensitive, this is a time to say, hold on, is what I'm picking up for true for me? And if it is, what can I do to make that reality more attainable? And, the best way to make the shortest distance between you and what it is that you want to manifest is by experiencing it as if you already have it. So this is saying better days ahead. Believe you can achieve it. Start making intentional steps to move forward and understand that it has no other choice but to manifest. So what's blocking you, I think, is really that 8 of Swords energy, your own beliefs. And look, this is 5 of Swords. 5 of Wands coming through with the 6 of Cups. So this might be where you don't see, or in the past, the people in your life haven't seen eye to eye with your goals and visions. Right. And this is also like, I feel like this is some self-doubt. Like maybe somewhere along the way, somebody might have said, hey, Scorpio, what makes you think you can do that? And you didn't. Right? Like maybe you didn't have enough faith in yourself back in the day. So again, this is what is blocking you from your abundance. Feels like something deep rooted in old, outdated belief. And so Spirit's saying, look, Chariot card, take control of the situation, identify your block, identify that trigger. What old belief that you think you got rid of has come up for you this week? And then look at it straight in the face, Strength card, and say, you don't have any power here. I am El Capitan, right? This is my ship. This is my money mindset. And I am abundant. I am worthy. I can create it. I can live it. I am already living it. At the end of the day, you are here on earth. There, you woke up this morning. There's something there. You're on the right track. You are on the right track. So the Chariot card comes through, and I also saw the Two of Wands, and that's the second time I saw it. Two of Wands can be about moving. So again, some of you are moving, and that's been coming up. And now I have the Ace of Wands coming through. So new opportunities showing up for Scorpio, new investment opportunities as well. This is also about cutting bait with things that aren't working. Seven of Pentacles. That's how I'm seeing it in this particular hand. It's saying that this is a good time to look at where you are bleeding out funds that you don't need to anymore. Is there something, a new program, a new software, a new investment opportunity that will yield you more with less effort and time? So go through your subscriptions, go through, like, where are you bleeding out money is what I'm hearing. All right. And then what opportunities is coming for Scorpio for long-term success? What opportunities does Scorpio have coming in for long-term success, Spirit? Tell me more about opportunities, investments, Scorpio. Okay. Healing. So Three of Swords. This is coming through, Scorpio, with this card and the High Priestess card coming through. If you are thinking of starting a spiritual business and, you come here every week and you're like, man, I want to do that too, or I think I'm really good at XYZ, start taking the intentional steps to invest. Eight of Pentacles, in learning how to set something up for yourself. Like it just keeps coming through. And also anything having to do with healing, medical field, medical advancements, those are going to be opportunities for investing that come up in the very near future. Keep an ear out for this week. Honestly, I keep hearing it. I don't know what that looks like, Scorpio, but that seems to be a theme, because when I see this, it's not necessarily in this hand at all going to talk about third party lying, cheating, stealing. This is about healing and health things, because I'm asking what is going to be the next path for opportunity, the next growth path. And I'm getting this vibe, medical advancements, opportunities. If you're looking for something to invest in, a company to invest in, a community to invest in, this might be the time to start investigating that. And anything else before we close out this reading? One moment. Yes. All right, Scorpio. So Nine of Pentacles comes through with the Two of Cups. That is a beautiful message. Nine of Pentacles, that is independence. I see a lot of people finding their strength in their resources and feeling very accomplished. And the Two of Cups is soulmate energy. And it doesn't necessarily have to be with another person. This is like you finding out your life's mission, your purpose, and stepping into that purpose and being successful in it. Right? For some of you, it's going to be a side hustle that takes off and you might just do it full time. For some of you, it's that you, expand what it is that you already do, right? I know I'm thinking of different ways to expand. You're probably thinking the same thing too. So take advantage of that energy because it's calling you for a reason. Scorpio, this was a really good reading. I mean, ultimately, when I look at this entire thing, I feel that this week is going to bring about an end of a heavy road, an end of difficulty, where you start to see things differently. You start to see a real strong light at the end of the tunnel that makes some decisions, some things that you've been contemplating, much more possible. Because when we have the Queen of Wands, right, things going your way, magnetic, attractive, like desire, fire, like things are happening, a mover, a shaker. And then you're doing it with a clear vision and the truth of the matter and facts. And you know how much something really costs to put together. And you know what technology is available right now to help you achieve your goals. And you've done the work and you've set your boundaries. there is no stopping Scorpio, because what Scorpio has that's a major strength is our ability to be a chameleon. I mean, we can really evolve and ebb and flow and fit into any situation to protect ourselves, if nothing else, but also to expand our vision and create change. Scorpio, I love this so much. I really hope that you are able to see yourself growing and shining in the best possible light. If you are struggling right now, know that this happens to all humans. We go through these periods of low points and high points, and some are lower and higher than others. And my heart goes out to anyone who's finding difficulty, but know that you are still here because you are meant to grow and do more. So all of the blessings for everyone to have full bellies, warm places to be, and knowledge that you are never alone. Guys, we are all stars from the sky with feet on the ground, doing the best we can with the information that we have. So be kind to yourselves and each other. And remember that the magic that we weave and the words that we speak be healing to all those who seek it. Thank you, Scorpio, so much for spending your time with me today. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe. And if you are looking to book a personal reading, please head over to my website at starswithstasi.com. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram as well. Have a great day, Scorpio, and shine brightly.